Hello and welcome to my Latin American Studies digital presentation. I am Christina, and although I have struggled a little bit through this class, I have actually enjoyed it. I selected the Digital Aponte website for my presentation, and here you will see the website listed for those of you that would like to go ahead and access the website for your viewing pleasure. I will also, during this presentation, take us to the website so you can actually get a live view of the website itself. So here's the header for the website. As you can see, there's several different sections. This is a multilingual website. It was created as a follow-up project to the International Symposium. It was held in New York at New York University back in May of 2015. And it is currently maintained by the project group and hosted by the university. I believe the university or the project group is still updating it as necessary. It does say it is a work in progress. So it's continually under constructive, although I did notice that the last time it had been updated would have been back in January of 2018. So it's been a little bit over a year since it was last updated. This website is very informative, very educational, so I would definitely consider it as an academic website. And its intended audience really could be anyone from middle school through college, or anybody that just has an interest in history. This website also did receive a lot of support from the information I was able to locate on the About Us section of the website. It looks like they had several sources, to name a couple or a few. There was the Polanski Foundation, New York University Digital Humanities Internship Program, Postdoctoral and Transition Program for Academic Diversity, and Digital Scholarship Services are just three of those listed in there that were thanked for their support in creating the website itself. So content, again, like I showed you, there's several different sections, starting with the home page. In this section, you can actually access the About Us section as well, as just get a general idea of what the website will have. It is very easy to navigate throughout these sections. And within each section, we can find additional information pertaining to the heading itself. For example, the Jose Aponte section provides the personal story of Mr. Aponte himself, who he was, and a little bit about his life. The transcript section actually hosts the transcript of his trial, which we'll talk a little bit more about in a minute. The image gallery, it has not only pictures in this section, but it also provides a preliminary understanding of the visual environment Aponte may have engaged in. He did not consider himself an artist as far as artist who paints, but he used different media forms to create collages. And again, we'll talk a little bit more about that shortly. Aponte's library, is a section where we can learn more about his different images, and there's several links to additional information in there, which we'll touch on when we go to the website itself. Aponte's Havana is an interactive map. It does provide many locations that represent Aponte's different areas that were representative of Aponte's pictures. Again, and also other sites relevant to his life specifically. The bibliography has a large list of sources, which is very useful if you wanted to seek additional information. It would be very easy to go to the bibliography page and be able to see where the information was obtained from, and then do some additional work research from those sources listed. And then there's the exhibit. There was an actual exhibit in New York City of these pictures, I believe, and I'll double check when we go back to the website, or when we go to the website. The last time it was open was also sometime early last year. So let's go over to the website so you can see it live and in person. So here we are in the home page. As you can see from the home, there's a drop down on the About site, About Us, or About, and the news site. And this is where I found the resource information as far as who's all involved in this. It looks like they have the actual project team, which includes several scholarly members, annotation teams, and then this is where I got the information of the different groups that assisted them and whom they thank for their support. Here's the Jose Aponte site where it talks about himself specifically and his life story. And the transcript, here's where we can see the transcript of his trial. He was arrested for conspiring to plan a slave rebellion. The colonial officials questioned him specifically about his book of paintings. So this website is definitely very what is the word I'm looking for? It's very in tune with what we've been studying this session for this course. So I found it very interesting as well. Here's the image gallery. Again, it talks about what his intent was and the visual environment that he found his work in. And then down towards the bottom, you'll see some of the images. And then we have the Aponte's library. Again, like I've said a couple times, it's very interactive. So you can go in and you can click on the different books and it'll take you to different links to get additional information, as well as within this site itself. You can see all of these red sections are links to be able to get additional information, which is very useful as well. Aponte's Havana, here's the map that I spoke of that talks about the different areas that were representative of his pictures. And also, you can see, if I can get it to come up again, there's different sections where you can see where it'll show. So you can, well, it looks like, sorry about that. So anyway, you can see it is very interactive. Here is the bibliography page, again, with a list of many sources that they use to obtain the information. And then finally, the exhibits page. And here's the information in English. And like I said, it is a multilingual page. So if you look at here, you can see it is in Spanish. So, and there were other sections within the website where some of the information was actually in Spanish as well. But this was an easy place to be able to point out specifically that it was indeed in Spanish. So it is multilingual. So a little bit about Jose Aponte himself, which I found through the website, of course. He was born in around 1760, no specific date. I guess it's questionable as to when his actual birth date was. He was a free black man from Havana. He was a veteran of the Free Black Militia, as were his father and grandfather. He did work as a carpenter and a sculptor, and he was arrested again for conspiring to plan a slave rebellion. He was tried and convicted and was hung in on April 9th, 1812. So, and then let's see here. So the Book of Paintings is a historical book. He was connecting to different places, or as he puts it, faraway places. They include individual collages of drawings and paintings from different media forms. So he used books, printed pictures, even decorative fans to be able to come up with his drawings of these collages. His paintings did include Greek and Roman gods, priests and emperors that were black, Bible stories, and locations such as Havana, Ethiopia, Egypt, Rome, Spain, and heavens. So it was very personal to him and his vision of what he saw. So with regards to the website in general, the features I found to be very well laid out. It was very organized. It was easy to navigate from section to section, going through each one for looking for information as necessary. It was extremely informative. And as you could see, there was a lot of information and a lot of sources and a lot of hyperlinks to take you to additional information. So it's very, very informative. And again, I found that it could easily be navigated and understood by anyone from middle school up to college. Very interactive. As you all saw the map, there was options to be able to interactively select different locations. We saw in the library page, being able to click on the different books. So again, super interactive, and provides those links to those sources. I mean, it's definitely full of information. If I would have to pick one thing that I would change in the website itself, I would say that it was a little bit overdone in the interactive side of it. Some of the pages where it had all those red hyperlinks where you can get more information, I just felt was a little bit much at times. I did really like the interactive map. I like the being able to select the different books for information, but to have all those extra links within the context of the website information, I felt was a little bit overdone. It seemed very easy. Well, for me personally, I found a couple times where I would just in error select a link and I didn't even want to go to the link. It would just like go there. So super sensitive on my side with my computer maybe. But again, if there was something that I would say could be changed to improve the website, that would be it. Other than that, again, I felt the website was very informative. I felt they did provide a lot of information and very easy to navigate and go through the different areas. I did just want to touch really quick before I close again that they did have this gallery. It looks like they did have it back in September of 2018 in North Carolina. So it would have been very interesting to be able to go in and see the pictures in person.